Welcome to part 83. Ready or not, here I come. And this is December the 30th of 2024 by man's calendar. And may the Lord's will be done in earth as it is in heaven. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Anyways, I want to get right on back into this. Because here these men are in chapter 20, and they have asked the Lord by what authority he does these things. See, remember, they're looking for reasons to put him in jail and to accuse him and to be able to put him to death because they want rid of him. He's upsetting their apple cart. He's causing too many waves. When you cause waves and that ripple out and they get people's attention, they want to get rid of you. When you do things they don't want you to. When you swim the other way, it upsets their stream. Especially when you start getting other people's attention and they start following you the opposite direction. Anyways, chapter 20, verse 3. And he answered them. He answered and said to them, I will also ask you one thing. Answer me. Now, look, this is how Jesus was talking, people. You think I talk rough? Listen to how he was talking to these people that was seeking to accuse him. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or men? Mm-hmm. And they reasoned with themselves, saying, if we say from heaven, he will say, why then believe you him not? But if we say of men, all the people will stone us, for they be persuaded that John was a prophet. That's because he was. And they answered that they could not tell from where it was. And Jesus said to them, neither tell I you by what authority I do these things. Well, I'm not going to be quite like that. I'm going to tell you exactly by whose authority I do what I do. Jesus is. You don't like it? Take it up with him. I'm quite certain he would be glad to hear from you and give you just rewards for it. But you don't have his ear, do you, Pharisees? He's a king. Do you have the right to have an audience with that king? Then began he to speak to the people this parable. A certain man planted a vineyard and led it forth to husbandmen, and went into a far country for a long time. And at the season he sent a servant. Oh, brother. He sent a servant to the husbandman that they should give him of the fruit of the vineyard. But the husbandman beat him and sent him away empty. And again he sent another servant, and they beat him also, and entreated him shamefully, and sent him away empty. And again he sent a third, and they wounded him also, and cast him out. Then said the Lord of the vineyard, What shall I do? I will send my beloved son. It may be they will reverence him when they see him. They didn't. Y'all didn't. But when the husbandmen saw him, they reasoned among themselves. Now, this is what the kings and rulers of the earth have done. Psalms 2. They reasoned among themselves, saying, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, but the inheritance may be ours. So they cast him out of the vineyard and killed him. What therefore shall the Lord of the vineyard do to them? He shall come and destroy these husbandmen, and shall give the vineyard to others. And when they heard it, they said, God forbid. And he beheld them and said, What is this then that is written? The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner. Whosoever shall fall upon the stone, whosoever shall fall upon that stone shall be broken. But on whomsoever it shall fall, it will grind him to powder. Now see, in the book of Psalms, if you read it, in the second chapter, it says that he will break us into pieces. Will be dashed into pieces. The heathen will be ruled with a rod of iron. And how? So if you fall upon that cornerstone, it will break you into pieces. But if it falls on you, you will be ground into powder, which means tried, right? It means you'll be ground into dust. The end of you, in other words. And the chief priests and the scribes The same hour sought to lay hands on him, and they feared the people, for they perceived that he had spoken this parable against them. Yeah, he was telling them right there to their faces in front of them what they were about to do to him. But they were going to kill him. Because he was the heir. And they were seeking to kill him to steal his inheritance. And still to this day do the same. All power is given to me in heaven and earth, Jesus said. You're going to have a harder time doing it this time. There is a song by CCR. Do, do, do. Looking out my back door. Yep. There's there's hurricanes and lightning. I forget exactly how it goes, but there's a bad moon on the rise. Do, do, do. Looking out my back door. Yep. You going? And you've been experiencing these things. You certainly have. And I know about your little trickeries. I wasn't fooled by them. And I wasn't amused by them. And nor do I fear that stupid little thing that can draw lightning from heaven, as you call it. It's a laser pointer. But it requires something, doesn't it, to work? Elements that belong to the Lord, as I recall. Now, let's see. Let's try to get another verse or two in here, shall we? And they watched him and sent forth spies, which should being themselves just men. That means they pretended to be just part of the flock, just part of people wanting to learn about him, wanting to learn from him. They faked it. They were spies, in other words. That they might take hold of his words, that so they might deliver him to the power and authority of the governor. Now you see why he had to speak in parables. Because they were seeking to hang on to every word that he said, to use it against him. So he could not speak plainly then, or openly. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that you say and teach rightly, neither accept you the person of any, but teach the way of God truly. Is it lawful for us to give tribute to Caesar or not? They didn't think he would know who they were. A question like that, how could he not know? Right? But still, even still, he could perceive their thoughts. So When God calls you out, you are called out. See you in the next part.